Hello and welcome back to Hollowponds Solo Sagas. So again, it's now the 20th. It was my birthday yesterday. I was 1 year older than I was last year. 20th of November, we are still in Belgium, my time. Your time, I've been back in Australia for about a week. It didn't work out here. And so the lighting is slightly different to how it will be. So we'll probably have, I don't know how many I'll do whilst I'm here, but we'll do as many as we can to give some breathing space for when we get back to Australia. So the lighting is a bit different, echo is a bit different, but hopefully everything else will be the same. Today we're continuing our solo delve exploration of the Red Garden in Coriolis, the Deep Dark. So premise, moved out into space. It's a sequel, but with no real tie to the original Coriolis. I can't say that word. I am educated in everything. Deep in space, there are some builders who were a species that was in this area before us. There's a blight. We are on a moon which is just outside of the, I think it's called Jumula system, where we have, as humans have settled, and our deep diver, who is an outcast. We are using the solo process, which comes with the core rules, which so far seems okay. There is no real solo process at the moment for exploring the ship city or some of the other aspects that you might want as a solo player. I may explore writing some material around that space because Free League has produced an open license for Coriolis to allow delves. So we might try writing some solo delves or some solo material to back this up, because it's got some nice depth to it. It's very reminiscent of a few other delving exploration type games. It really does have that sort of that 1950s sort of feel to it, of exploring the edges of something a bit H.P. Lovecraft as well, with the Lovecraftians, particularly the Mountains of Madness type feel to it. But at the moment we are on, what session are we on? Third or fourth? Third session. We're on our third session of Coriolis, and we are exploring we're in the Red Garden, and specifically we are exploring, he checks his notes, where our delve name is Reading the Glyphs. We are exploring the Howling Mines. A bit of a cut there as I worked out where we were. Exploring the Howling Mines using the solo delve procedure. So we left Georgia, Deep Voice, as they had just finished clearing a blocked tunnel and proceeding through a blocked tunnel. I can see that we've been going for about 3 hours because we've consumed 6 supply, and each supply is a task that takes about 15 minutes real time. So it's about 3 hours worth of time that Georgia has been exploring this delve. Now the Howling Mines are obviously where the builders got their stone to build a lot of the gigantic temples that are around here. So it's a quarry, and it's covered in, it's one of the least blight affected areas within the gorge that is the Red Garden. And specifically Georgia is exploring this delve to try and find some glyphs to read, to give information to lead to an artifact that is the end. So basically, if I vaguely recall, I came up that we would have a sort of a story arc that Georgia is attempting to find an artifact, which is somewhere, so the Red Garden has been searched quite extensively by various different delvers and delving teams, proper crews, not outcasts like Georgia is. And so Georgia has got some information that there could be something which got missed within the Red Garden, and Georgia is investigating those clues to see if Georgia can discover where that thing is and reclaim that ancient artifact to bring back to Ship City, because it might help Ship City. So at the moment we are just doing that exploration delve. So we need to get slightly deeper into this delve to be able to find that base part where those glyphs might be. So we will continue our solo delve procedure. So the first thing we do at the beginning of each of this, so most gaming actually works in a game loop. Even when you play a computer game, the computer game is written with a game loop of various different logic loops that are waiting for you to do something and then loop through a certain process based on what you do. So all games have a game loop. Even if you don't see it and you don't realize you're doing it, you are doing a game loop. And the game loop in this game, for this solo play, is delving. The trigger, the top point of the loop for a delve, is a delve roll. So we have to roll a delve roll, and delve roll is a agility roll modified by whatever equipment we want to throw into it. Now our agility, so we are exhausted because of our, we got tired because of our strength roll, and we became exhausted because of one of the hazards. Our agility is a 4. We have endurance, lookout, jury rig and scan operator. We're also carrying with us a climbing kit and a pickaxe. Now the pickaxe and the climbing kit both give a +2 benefit. So we're going to say this delve, because we just came through the tunnel, we're either going to need a climbing kit to progress further deeper or a pickaxe to progress further deeper. We can also throw in some scan bonus, deep scan bonus. I believe we can throw that in at this point. We can throw in an extra 1 or 2. So we've got 14 deep scan bonus left. We drop that to a 13, which throws in an extra base dice. We could put a second one in as well by spending 2, but we might not, because what we want to get down to is a deep enough point that we can encounter certain things, which means we need to roll a 15 or above to get a location. If we roll 20, if the depth class is equal to or greater than the delve class, reach the endpoint. Right, so we would then reach the endpoint potentially. So we need to roll this delving roll for each hit, which is a 6. We then can increase our explorer. I'm happy to remember because I can't remember if I recorded this last week. Anyway, so this is, let's picture our scene. So Georgia has a Pater, which is the bird, a purple bird. On their shoulder, they're wearing a delving kit, a delving suit. Actually, the delving suit is going to give us a negative on our agility, if I remember rightly. It's bulky, and bulky I think means that we get -1 to our agility roll. Let's quickly check it. I've got the PDF up. I wish I had the book, because the book's beautiful, but it's in a box, which it was on the way to Hong Kong. We've asked for it to be stopped, and it's now going back to Australia. Maybe we'll get it back before Christmas. Bulky is actually a -2, so we get -2 to this. So we'll actually throw in. We're going to throw in a second scan bonus, which means we'll counteract the -2 with a +2 from the scan bonus, giving us 4 base dice and 2 gear dice. So we've got no pluses, no 6s. That's a 3. I'll get this one out, but it's a 3. And if that happens again, I'll have to go and get that piece of card, which is in my suitcase downstairs. So that would give us a nothing. So that wouldn't push us any further forward into the delving. So we wouldn't have gotten much further forwards. So instead, this isn't the one that we add up. This is the location roll we add up. So instead, what we might do is we might push it, but pushing it might damage us or damage the gear. So we'd have to decide what we're using. We'll decide we're using the climbing kit, and that what we're doing is we've found, after going through that tunnel with Peter, so we've got our, so this is going to take up this delve roll takes up a supply. We've moved through, our lantern is starting to flicker, which is, so we'll whack the lantern, which is the pushing, and we've found a crevice that goes down, a thin crevice, so maybe it's, what they called a chimney, rock climbing. I've always wanted to try rock climbing. I don't think I've got the build for it. I think I'm too heavy and too broad, but I've always wanted to be able to do it. So I think there's a chimney, I think they're called. So we'll attempt to shimmy down the chimney, which is this roll, and we're pushing it as we've got stuck partway through, and we're going to try and manipulate ourselves and get through. So that then will possibly, with the damage, we're using pitons, and we could possibly damage our drive, but we're pushing this. That worked a treat. This here, swear down, is a 6. So we've got a 6 there, a 6 there, and a 6 there, and no damage because we didn't roll a 1. So we've got 3 hits out of that, so we get +3 to our distance by 3. So our foray distance goes up by 3. 1, 2, 3. Actually, I could do it. No, I'll just do that. And our exit distance goes by 3. So we're going down this crevice. So we'll only consume, I think we only consume the 1 supply, no matter how many of these. So what we've done is we've bypassed, this seems to go deep, 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 and it keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. We can go back up. We've not damaged ourselves, so we don't get caught. So Georgia is seemingly just, so we could, if this was a TV show, we would show Georgia climbing down and breathing heavy, and we would make it really dark and claustrophobic feeling as Georgia is tight. And Peter the bird is sort of is coming up and down this crevice and can't get past Georgia as Georgia is pushing down. Maybe we can see that dangling down between Georgia's legs is their pack, which they've tied to a rope between their legs, and so their pack is following down. And then it seems we'll cut to this very claustrophobic scene, and we'll hold on Georgia going down, breathing heavy, and the visor fogging up. And maybe in a very sort of Alien, the original Alien type, the scene, a valve opening up on the top of Georgia's helmet every now and then and letting gas out. As Georgia is breathing heavy, trying to climb down this chute. And then all of a sudden we can see that the rope goes slack as the pack hits the bottom, and Georgia comes down to the bottom and then attempts to shimmy out as the bird swoops out. That is us moving deeper down. So we've gone an extra, so we've now travelled 5 milestones, is that what we call markers? 5 zone markers deep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, 5. So next we now need to make a location check as Georgia comes out of this crevice, is just able to manipulate themselves under. Maybe they have to kick the pack out with their feet out of this crevice which opens up, and Georgia's kicking the pack out. And it slides out as maybe it drops a short distance as Georgia then has to lever themselves out, and Peter swoops through and starts to go around. I think Peter can produce light. I think one of the things the birds can do is produce light. It can produce light, but I mean, we do have light on our suit. So what we're going to say is thematically, we're not going to make an insight roll and then burn one of Peter's energy to allow Peter to, who only has 3, to allow Peter to actually produce light. So instead what we're going to do is we will just use the lantern, which will cast light around the area and allow Georgia to actually see what's going on in this area where Georgia's come down to, which means that we have completed our delve roll part. Next we have our location check. So after our successful delve roll, which we have, we now need to make a location check. And our location check is 2d6 plus our foray distance, which is a 5. So we roll 2d6 and we add 5, giving us our location check. So we've got our 5, 2d6 plus 5. So what's our location check? Oh, it's not very good. That gives us a 9. A 9 means that we've encountered a hazard. So on our 3rd check, we have a hazard. Which we then roll on the hazards table, which I think is down to, it's the same as the, so we've got our hazards table. So we roll 2d6 for our hazard. 1 is what type of, so what's the modifier then? So we roll 2d6. First one is to say who would normally be the role, the crew role that would deal with the hazard, and the second one is saying what type of hazard it is, and you add to that roll the distance to exit, well at the moment is 5, and +1 if you failed the delve roll, which we didn't, we succeeded the delve roll. So the black will say what role or what type of hazard it is, which is a 2, which is a scouting hazard. And then our 4 plus our 5 gives us a 9. So a 2 going to 9, a haunting voice. Roll logic, fail, suffer 1 blight. Okay, so what we've basically got is we know in the Howling Mines there's the winds blow across the asteroid where the Red Garden is, and it causes the winds to blow down the tunnels and create weird sounds, which as an outcast can slightly freak you out. So we've got this haunting voice which is coming across and is causing Georgia to be a bit freaked out by what's going on. To overcome this, we need to do a logic roll. Our logic for Georgia is a 5. I don't think so. We've got endurance, lookout, jury rig, force and scan operator. There isn't much of that Georgia can use to try and contain what's going on. The bird isn't really going to help us very much. We've got this weird voice coming across. If we fail, we suffer 1 blight, which I'll also have to try and work out where I'll put that. But let's do the roll first. So first off, see the light. I can see the lights coming through, which means the whole of this is going to, the background's not going to work. I didn't know if it was going to work or not. Here we go. So we're in logic roll. But we succeed. Luckily for us, we get a success. So we don't have to work out what we do with the blight damage at this point. So Georgia is able to contain themselves as this weird noise starts coming across and this howling, which almost sounds like a voice, which would make Georgia remember when the team all died and Georgia had to, and the team killed each other in the fateful delve that created Georgia to be a outcast in the first place. So that voice is that sound will start to echo around within Georgia's helmet, and oh yeah, look, it says bulky there, -2, within Georgia's helmet, and causing Georgia to have to contain themselves and hold on to the fact that they know that this isn't real. And that then passes our hazard, which was a haunting voice. So Georgia is containing their fear, containing the unsureness of what we should do next, as Georgia will then move deeper into the crevice. So we've got this large space, this large cavern which is opened up in front of us, where clearly we can see that stone has been carved out. Huge, gigantic blocks of stone have been carved out. Let's say, shall we say, dealing with that hazard would be a supply, I reckon, because we burned through, I think it is. Next we need to resolve any blight. So we're in this huge cavern, and it's a huge space filled with various of these carvings. Maybe there are some ancient machineries which have been used to carve out this quarries type stone. So next we need to roll for revealing location. We haven't got location. Once you complete a delve roll and resolve the hazard, we have. Check for any blight exposure before moving on. Make a blight check by assembling a pool of dice as follows. Start with 2 base dice. Add a number of dice equal to the delve class. The delve class is 1. Add a number of base dice equal to your current depth class. We are not even at depth class 1 yet, because depth class 1, I suppose we are in depth class, which is between 1 to 5. Well, that's 1 to 5 locations rather than 1 to 5. Or is that 1 to 5? Hold on. So the depth class is worked out based on how many markers you've passed. We've passed 5 markers, so we're still at depth class 1. So we have 3, because we've got 2 for the base, 1 for the delve class, and then because we're at depth class 1, we add 1. Reduce the number of base dice using your blight scan bonus. We haven't got any blight scan bonus. After gathering the dice, exposure for the area equals the number of 1s we've rolled, which is none. So we have no 1s, so there is no blight in this area. So we're looking around the area, and we can see that there are the stains, the red stains up some of the wood, like how lichen can die. and then peel away, and you just have the pit marks where it's stained. But the red of the blight has stained a lot of as we cast our giant light, which is on the side of Georgia's helmet, casts across the cavern. We can see the different stains up on the walls, and Georgia will now begin to move into the cavern and explore this place, which will give us another delve roll. Now, do we burn any more? No, because we can do, now we've gone 5, we can attempt to do another blight scan, because you can do another blight scan after you've progressed further into a delve. And I'm pretty sure it's 5 markers, which we have done. So we can spend another supply in sending Pater out to do another blight scan, and that is an insight roll. So I believe that's all we need is an insight roll, and for every hit we would then get +1 to our blight scan bonus. So we have scan operator of 2, we have an insight of, no, it's not scan operator, is it? Because we're not operating the scanner, we're operating as a guarda device. I think it's just that. I think it's just our insight of 5, and our device, and Pater doesn't give us any bonuses to anything like this. Pater has illusionary veil, so Pater can hide us, and has Phoenix engine. So we're going to send Pater out, burning 1 supply, trying to communicate and get Pater to go out and do a blight scan and then come back in from this point. For every hit, we get +1 to our blight scan bonus. And we get no hits, that was a 1. So we get no hits, so we consume a supply. Pater the bird flies out, comes back. There's a crackling coming from the device. Maybe it's broken, maybe Pater's going, I do not understand, you bird. This device is going to whack it, is broken. Okay, so that didn't really help us at all. And instead we will then, shall we keep going? How long have we been going for? We'll go for another deep bit and see if we can find a location at least. So we will then, we're looking around this area, so we will continue back to the top of our loop and do another delve roll, which we will burn another 2 because we know we have to counteract our suit, which gives us a 4 base, and then we will say that we're going to use, we could use the talent lookout. We're going to attempt to basically, because we're delving, we're exploring through this cave, which gives us a +2 base dice. Now, I mean, I don't know what equipment we could say. The climbing kit in the space, maybe the pickaxe, maybe we'll have to clear some areas. So we'll give the pickaxe also some +2. Gives us a +2 as we're attempting to progress through this area. There are various of these massive stone slabs that have come over. So the scene is showing Georgia exploring this cave where there's cracked rocks, exploring through the gaps which are created by these huge slabs, these huge menhirs, which have collapsed over and cracked open. This is Belgium, isn't it? It's the land of Asterix, the Gaul. And Tintin, as it happens. Although I've seen an Asterix museum, I haven't seen a Tintin museum. I'm quite disappointed, particularly as we're only here for another 2 weeks. And so we will explore this area as we're going around, so we do another delving roll as we're attempting to go deeper into this delve. Cool. We've got another 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's really cool. We're doing really well. The last session we didn't do well at all. So we've got another 4, taking us to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're now at 9. So we're almost at the next depth class. So that's our delving roll as we're exploring deeper and deeper into this massive cavernous cave. I reckon that was all right, using lookout as 2, because we're watching where we're going as we're clambering over, moving rocks out of the way, having to hack our way through stuff. We need to consume more supply. As we're moving deeper into this huge cavern, exploring where we are. So after a successful delving roll, we roll 2d6, which is our location check. We add to it, we could burn an additional deep scan bonus I believe, deep scan bonus to add 1 dice to it. That leaves us 9 deep scan bonus. So we're getting 3 dice, and we add onto this the sum of the dice to your foray distance, which is 9 at the moment. So we've got 9 plus this, which means that we should hopefully not get a hazard. So 9, which gives us 10, which gives us 19. 19 is a location. If the depth class is equal to or greater than the delve class, reach the end point. Otherwise, reach a location. Right, so we've only got, so what did we have? We had 9, 10, that gives us 19. So we have a location. So we come across a location. We're still not at depth class 2 yet. We're still, because our foray distance is still not a depth class 2. So, location. So let's describe our location. So we need, here we go, so we've got our delve spark, we have environment and feature. So we're exploring this massive cavern. We have the variety of things that are going around, all the stones that have collapsed over. So we'll have 10s and 6s. So this is for the environment, which is 32, which is flooded. Okay, that's all right. Flooded is quite weird. Flooded, and then we have feature, which is a 13, and artifact. Excellent. Okay, so we have flooded and artifact. Now, we do have a part which says that a delve does not always give up secret service, so once per key location, if you wish to perform a closer survey of the area, make a perception roll. Did we burn the supply for this area? I think we did. So we will burn an extra supply, which means that we have consumed 10 supply so far. We have 1 empty slot now because we've used up batteries, used up oxygen canisters, used up various other things. So we are in a part where now flooded. It could be water. There might be water down in this asteroid part down here. There's a strange, so as we move forwards, and there's a huge cave which has been dug out. Our foray distance now resets to 0. Our distance to exit is still 9, but our foray distance is reset because we found something, which means that we need to keep exploring deeper to be able to then find our end point. Which we'll do next session. So we'll resolve this and then we'll close this session. So there's less for me to edit basically. So we will then move deeper, and then so the light is the ground as Georgia's light reflects off the shiny surface of the asteroid's stone, this weird sort of semi marble like stone which the ground is covered with, rocky uneven ground, as Georgia is moving deeper and exploring and breathing heavily. And then all of a sudden the light reflecting off the ground is different as Georgia puts their boot into this strange black water, which almost seems to sort of almost want to crawl up the boot leg. And Georgia looks around, and maybe we will get Pater we'll see if we can get Pater, light the room. Because if we can then do this, then we'll give ourselves a bonus to our perception check. So this is a insight check to try and get Pater to light up the room, and we'll consume 1 energy from Pater. So I think also that blight check consumes 1 energy. So we need a 6 for the room to be lit up and then get a bonus. We'll say a +2 bonus. No, we could attempt to push this and see if we can really get frustrated. And insight would be a hope, I believe. A hope damage. So we're going to try and push this. What do we get? We get 2 6s. Okay, we get 2 6s, and we'll push this one out. And obviously next session I'll go and get. I'm not going to break flow now at the end of this session to stop the cart going down there. But it's just a shame because I like seeing all of this. But I'll have to wait until the overhead tripod comes out. We get 2 6s. So we have asked Pater to light up which means that we've got 2 energy left to light up the area. And Pater flies into the sky and lights up, and a huge glow. Let's say, well, we're going to do this exploring, which is going to use up a supply, we'll say an extra supply to give us a perception check to move into, find a pathway through less deep water and towards this, we've seen in the island, almost in the centre, like Harry Potter with that island where they go in, where the Horcrux is kept. There's an island in the middle with some machinery and various, almost looks fossilised machinery. It's been there so many millennia in this atmosphere. With the blight has affected and various other things across this water, and we'll need to make a perception check to get across and to make our way there. So we've got 3 for our perception, 2 because we've got a bonus because of the light, and we've got a lookout of 2, which will give us a 2 bonus here. This is not gear dice, I've just run out of dice. And that is all we can basically use. We could try and throw in, use a climbing kit, but I don't think that really works. And we need at least 1 hit to be able to get to the centre, search it, and then find something useful for this bit. And we do indeed get 2 hits. We get 2 hits, so we find something in the middle. So I'm going to say that, what do we have? We had island with machinery, we explored it and found an artefact. Now we are told that we can then turn to Discoveries table on page 301. Here we have page 301. So what do we find when we're at Discovery? So is it mundane, notable or major? Oh, we've got Delve 2d6 plus the Delve class plus the Depth class will tell us what we've found. So we roll 2d6. Our Depth class is still only 1. Our Delve class is 1, so we've got plus 2. 2d6 plus 2 gives us 7, 8, 9. 9 is a mundane thing. 2d6 on our mundane. Reds, as ever, is our 10s. We get a 62. A broken artefact. Okay, so we actually find an artefact, which is weird because this was flooded and artefact. So we can roll for an artefact and find out what it is, but at the moment, we have a broken artefact. Actually, if we roll to find out what this artefact is, then we can find out what its size would be, and then we can find out how much space it might take up. Artifact generation, description, form, power, oddity. We're not going to do power or oddity, we will just do description and form to be able to then say how big it is. So it might have glyphs on it, so we can try and find out what it is, but we have found an artifact which seems to be broken in some form. Description, we have 31, which is blood, and we have its form, which is 14 stone. Okay, so it is, let's say a brooch or something, or a medallion. It is a carved, we can clearly see that it has a semi-mechanical, semi-organic nature to it, a carved bloodstone, which is an actual stone. It's an actual rare stone, a carved bloodstone on a thin chain. It was over a chair as if placed. We can say it's a small item, so I'm going to put it into half of one of the normal slots, and we will have Georgia will move across from there. What is Georgia's vice? Wound, team turned to each other, vice, booze, to numb the pain of being, so we've not actually encountered anything that drastic at the moment. The voice was quite drastic, but the rest wasn't all that bad, and so we won't trigger Georgia's vice just yet, which is basically Georgia is able to do this by basically drinking or consuming some form of narcotic, which I still haven't explored yet. And that is where we will end George's exploring of the delve at this point. Hopefully, so we're getting deeper. We're almost at delve class 2. Unless we are at delve class 2, 6 to 10. No, we are at delve class 2. Delve class 2 is 6 to 10. So we've got down to delve class 2, and we will leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much for being a subscriber. If you're not yet a subscriber, do consider hitting the subscription button. It does let the YouTubes know that we are being watched, and it lets the algorithm push this out to other people who might like this, which would be really cool. If you are a member of the Adventurers Guild, thank you so much for your financial support and allowing me to do this, particularly as coming to Belgium, realising it isn't what I should have done. Deciding quite soon, boots on the ground, this isn't the place for Mandy and I, and really we should return to Australia, which has cost us a fortune. Sometimes you make mistakes, and sometimes you don't, and we did. And that's about it really. Thank you very much indeed. Why don't you join me again next week, and we will be delving some more and exploring the deep dark of Coriolis. Bye.